Hey there, guys. So, yeah, this week's episode is a bit shorter than they typically are, just because a lot of what we recorded was kind of tangentially related, and we just sort of went into varying disagreements about things that weren't even related to the films as a whole. So, yeah, I still hope you enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of At the Movies with William Fletcher. As per usual, I am your host, William Fletcher, and I will say that I've been sick the past couple days, so apologies if my voice sounds a bit off. I should be alright, but we'll see. So I'm joined by Harry Jobson, as per usual now.
Oots. That's me. What's up?
Barney could not join us. It just isn't here apparently. But hopefully he'll be on next week because Harry and Barney, there's a film they love that I don't think a lot of, and I think we'll have a good discussion out of it. Hopefully, that'll be next week.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
and
a
also
question.
Aaron as well is here. Aaron.
Yeah, first of all, you forgot me. That hurts.
Okay.
I believe
It's not like we went to high school together or something.
Yeah.
And secondly, is Barney a dinosaur? That is my question.
I mean, I get the
dinosaur?
joke. Poorly executed.
That's
No.
a pretty weak joke, man. I've seen him and he doesn't appear to be one.
Perfect. It's a perfect joke. I don't know what you guys
More
are talking
akin
about.
to like Neil Patrick Harris Barney than he is dinosaur.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris Barney.
Yeah.
Right.
He
It's
did
like
tell.
Slay's absolute.
He
Does
told
he
me.
suit up?
So for this week's episode, we are going to be looking at and discussing. I don't know how long this will be because I don't think there's a lot to say about these films. Honestly, the John Wick films, 1, 2, and 3. There's a new one coming out this week, and because of the way I put episodes out on Wednesdays now, so this comes out like the day before it releases worldwide. So I think it fits. You can go listen to this and then go see it. Yeah. So yeah, John Wick. I rewatched all of them. I watched the first one last night. I watched the other two today.
I watched them all quite recently as well. I do like them. Now, if we're just speaking generally on the trilogy before we go into the individual films, it's a very like guy cinema experience. I remember when the first film came out, it was my friends were like, "Oh, it's so cool!
I remember that.
No.
Like so badass. The combat's really good, and the combat is great. I believe the same choreographers, like stunt choreographers that did this, also did Bullet Train, and and I love Bullet Train, and and I think you can tell watching either movie. What's so funny? I thought like. I know it's kind of
every opportunity you bring up Bullet Train. Every opportunity.
It's a masterpiece. Because it's a masterpiece. It is so good. And I feel like so many people don't talk about Bullet Train.
I've never seen Bullet Train.
It came out last year, so...
You'll watch Bullet Train and be like, oh my god, I might not be straight after seeing Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh my god, Tangerine. Because he plays Tangerine in the film. And... I was questioning everything in the cinemas.
Oh god.
But yeah, no, the entire trilogy, like, obviously a shining light is the combat. They heard, and I can just tell, I know exactly what went down in the boardroom. This is how it went. First movie comes out, they're like,
let's have more action.
Audiences loved the combat, and then they're like, you know what else they loved? The threat of a dog dying. So let's put a dog in every fucking movie and make it like, oh no, John Wick's still upset about his dog. It feels like there's like obviously the movie is driven from.
Look, I was gonna say the first movie is just a masterpiece. I would say I think the story's really good. I think it really executes the like he's in grief. He's going through the motions, and then all of a sudden while he's in that moment of going through the motions of grief, shit hits the fan, and then it's like, oh, fuck this dude! I'm gonna kill him because he just interrupted my grief, and he just killed my dog and stole my car.
That's why I adore the first film. due to a few things, and we'll probably talk about each little thing in each movie. But one, not him fucking literally breaking down, up his, like he's quite literally digging up his old life.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
that's such a good scene.
What's the one scene where it's like, where it's like, you fucking stole John Wick's car?
Oh yeah,
in
the bloody in Aurelio's
John Leguizamo's fucking
garage when he shows up. I'm just gonna call him Theon Greyjoy because I don't know his actual. Yeah, and then he goes, "Do you know whose car that is? That's John Wick's car." Oh, and he goes like, "Oh, you fucked up his dog. You fucked up his dog," and then he like punches him, and it's
at that point,
and then
he
and then
knows he's dead.
Yeah, he calls up his dad and like, and the mafia boss, he goes like, "Oh, why do you punch my son?" And he's like, "He stole John Wick's car," and he's like, "Oh," and it's like just the whole movie is just really good. I know I've heard the Russian translation and the story of Baba Yaga. Is a little bit rough, but other than that, it's just generally a good movie.
It's like a lot focused on sort of avenging and revenge.
The whole scene in when Theo, I'm just calling him Theon because I can't remember the actual character's name. His dad is telling him that I once saw him kill a man with a pencil, a fucking pencil, and like he's going for like telling him like he's the guy that you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman. It's like and it's sliced with the whole scene of him digging up his past, aka digging up the thing underneath the concrete. That's such a cool.
It sets up a very high expectation for the audience. We expect to see like the most Deadpooliest motherfucker who's not Deadpool, who's not like witty or something. Imagine if, like, I don't know, it's just we're about to see the guy. He is him.
And I feel like the movie delivers.
Yeah. It did win 3 Golden Schmoes Awards. No, it won 1 Golden Schmoes Award and was nominated for 3. So it won Biggest Surprise of the Year. I don't know, but it's on IMDb. It was nominated for Most Underrated Movie of the Year 2014, and it was nominated for Coolest Character of the Year. Which, like, what beats that? In 2014?
What can you
see? What came out in 2000?
Can I?
I want to see who won.
I'll let you finish that, and then I want to give my thoughts on this film. We'll have to find what this Golden Schmoes Award is first before I go in.
The Babadook won Best Horror Movie. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 won Biggest Disappointment of the Year, the Golden Schmoes.
Ooh.
Nominated alongside Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, Dumb and Dumber 2, Godzilla, and Transcendence.
Alright, so coolest character of the year went to Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's really bullshit. John Wick's so much cooler.
Honestly, I would have put it as a tie-up in between Eggsy from Kingsman or John Wick.
So yeah, John Wick, to get back...
Highly accredited.
Yeah, I guess I'm the least positive on this film then. I think this is the weakest one so far. I think the first one is not as good.
You think it's the weakest of the trilogy?
Oh fuck yeah, easily by a mile.
No, the third one.
I gotta heavily disagree with that.
Nah. Here's why.
Heavily disagree.
Here's right. All right. Yeah. Look, his dog gets killed. That doesn't justify fucking murder, okay? Revenge films don't inherently work for me. I clash morally with them, and they don't work for me. Like, because revenge is bullshit. Like, I can't empathize with a character who's like, yeah, I'm gonna go kill people, because, like, I can't...
Killing bad guys, though.
Okay.
I don't fucking give a shit, alright?
I could give less of a shit about the dog, to be honest. When I play GTA, I run over every dog I see. It's on the side with dogs. I'm a cat guy. No, I like dogs. I love dogs, but like
if it was a cat they killed, then it might be a different story.
But yeah, fictional animals I don't really care about unless it's Red Dog because it's Australia.
Okay, so the dog wasn't It wasn't the part of the it wasn't the dog itself that he
It was
went and
what it
got
meant.
revenge. It
Yeah,
would
no,
have
I
meant
know
what it was
that. That
originally
doesn't
was
justify
a
it.
gift to help him heal from his wife's death, and then he took away that healing process. He interrupted it and all that kind of stuff. But
No, I
also, he
think
beat the fuck out of him. Okay,
the
you
reason I
beat
think it works
you
here.
beat the fuck out of the most high sort buddy. Would you say maybe like hitman? And you expect him to be like, oh yeah, I'll let you beat me up. No, he's gonna come after that random fucking Russian gangster punk and kill him.
Oh, by the way, Willem Dafoe's in this movie, which
Yeah,
He's
always
great.
catches me off guard.
yeah.
I'm like,
He
There's
was
so
really
many
good.
people that I'm like,
what's
I
the
know
Green
this
Goblin doing
person.
here?
No, look,
Um,
here's the thing. Revenge for like, because this is
yeah,
superficially, this is a superficial revenge film. There's no nuance to it, and it's not
yeah,
like RoboCop is a great action film that is a revenge film, but it's not really about the revenge really, and that works far better as a. I just don't. Revenge films don't work for me. Like the only ones that I do, I mean, RoboCop I quite like. I think Promising Young Woman's a great film, but I don't think it's not really about. Well, first of all, that's different because it's not.
yeah.
That's a very
I
different
don't know.
situation there.
I,
And
I think you're right, Will, with this revenge film, like it being a revenge. The only reason, like, if John Wick was a normal guy from Flat and then started killing after his dog and that died, then it's like sort of. But I think it's justified because he's always been a killer. Like, so
And
it's within his character. Not
is
saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing, whether you question them, but John Wick was literally a mercenary. He was a
but the whole story is him dipping his toe back into that world, and that's why
avenge
like
his wife. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the whole thing is that he's dipping his toe back into that world of Hitman and all that kind of stuff, and he's trying not to get fully dragged like fully dragged back into it.
Yeah, I think the
Which
point of the movie shows
in
us that
by
it's a very toxic environment.
yeah, and then like and it's hard to get out of, and by the that's when like John Wick 2 comes in and it shows that he he's dipped his toe back in and he's just sunk right back into it.
Like, but
I
yeah,
guess since we're talking about John Wick as a character, he's kind of a bit bland, isn't he? I don't think. And
yeah,
also, Keanu Reeves isn't
I'm
a good
saying.
actor. Like, let's be honest, he's not. He's not a good
Oh,
actor. He's
what?
not. He's the
Oh,
most.
what?
Dead
No,
Speed,
he's not.
SpongeBob, that new one.
He's not a good actor. I mean, come on.
Toy Story.
That's like the best performance he's given, and that's the only one that I would say is actually good. I don't. He's not a good actor. Like I don't understand where this idea has come from that he is a good actor because he's not. Like
Yeah,
it's
he's a
Cyberpunk.
good person. He's a great person.
yeah, and
I've
people
heard,
have extended that to him being a good actor, which he's not. Like there's a difference.
and
It's like the Brendan
he.
Fraser thing, but I'd argue Brendan Fraser's
I
better
think
as an actor.
he's a really good with gun work though. Like he did 90% of the stunts himself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like he learned. Like have you've seen the clips right of him like shooting on a shooting range and shit.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah yeah. But no, I agree. Like he's a stoner movie actor that made it out. He's like if Mike Myers was like a serious actor.
Yeah.
I gotta say I think he's a pretty good actor, to be honest.
He's won some awards though.
His earlier stuff could be is a bit rough, I will say that, and maybe the most recent Bill and Ted that came out, that was rough as
I
hell
liked
to
the most
watch.
recent Bill and Ted.
Speaking, well, because we were just talking about John Wick. It's kind of hard to differentiate the films because they're all kind of the same. They just sort of up the stakes a bit, but there's not really too
Yeah,
much to them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
am
will admit that.
aware that they've got a fourth one that's going to come out this week. They've got a fifth one in production. They've got a spin-off that they're working on that I think they've even shot with Ana de Armas as the lead, which should be all right.
Like I can tell you what I think should happen in the third one and why. Oh, the fourth one. I think it should have happened in the third. Keep it a trilogy. John Wick needs to die.
I think he
has to die.
Can't. Yeah, I think it would kind of. I mean, this is because they're doing at least the 5th one, and Keanu Reeves is happy to keep doing them, but he's nearly 60. He won't be able to do them forever.
Are they trying to make John Wick like James Bond?
Yeah. No, I think what's gonna happen
but
is
Bond is a
far
more engaging
either
character, though.
either he's gonna die or he's gonna have a fake out death, and it's gonna be left as.
Oh no! Don't
is he alive? Is he dead?
Death.
No one knows. They're gonna do it. So they're gonna be like, is he alive? Is he dead? No one knows. And I feel like that's gonna be the ending.
You know the best. You know the best way to do it.
Interpretation whether he's dead or alive. I feel like that's what they're going to do in the 5th movie.
You know the cheapest writing technique to keep John Wick going while killing off your main character? John Wick.
Coma.
He had a secret son that he didn't know about.
Or just risen to one, but yeah.
And his father he didn't know about. Oh well, yeah, modern day daughter, but like, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just Joanne Wick.
Joanne Wick.
Jill
but,
Johnson Wick.
But yeah,
Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
Wick.
Yeah, Jenny was actually John Wick's daughter. That's how it's actually tied into Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's canon.
Cinematic universe.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Jenny was went back in time to the Vietnam era.
Just a few things on John Wick here. According to IMDb,
we have a couple of things.
The most reliable of sources.
It has a 7.4 stars out of 10.
Oh, you're talking about like the ratings and stuff, okay?
yeah.
All right.
And it has a 68 Metascore. But yeah, it's like John Wick is like it's definitely a movie, and all 3 John Wick movies have been given.
I didn't realize it was a movie.
4. Except John Wick 4 has been given a 9.3 by IMDb.
Yes, of 1,000 ratings.
And I think that's maybe one. Yeah,
it has premiered.
There's no way it's that good.
It has premiered out at South by Southwest Film Festival, and every film that comes out of a film festival often gets rave reviews. Like the new Evil Dead film premiered at South by Southwest. Although that is probably almost certainly going to be better. But
I tend to think
I remember last year at South by Southwest, Everything Everywhere All at Once premiered and was just being labeled best film of the year, 10 out of 10 from everyone, and then it came out, and as we discussed in our Oscars episode, it's not that good.
Crits and all that, like they say, like, our movie's good or our movie's bad, and it's usually the opposite when the people see it.
Yeah, the first one, my problem with these films is John Wick seems kind of invincible. Like, there's no real...
I mean, again, falls from a building.
At least with something like James Bond, there's a sense of, like... I feel with something like Bond, there are lots of times where there's
sense of mortality.
Yeah.
I feel like...
And he could die. Whereas John Wick, he gets shot 10 times and he's like, I'm good. And he just is walking down into the fucking train.
In the first movie, I feel like there wasn't as much of a sense of his invincibility. Like, for instance, like when he gets knocked off the guardrail in the club.
Yeah, which I think that's probably the best part.
And lands on the ground. He's like shaken and like he's like blurry vision, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. He feels less invincible in the first films, but come the second and third film, he's like he's getting stabbed, he's getting shot, he's all that kind of stuff, and he's also living it. When in, like, say for instance the first movie, he gets stabbed, I think, and he's actually like he struggles and he ends up having to go to like the doctor and getting it all stitched up, and like the doctor says like, if you move, those stitches are gonna pop out, and it happens. So it's like,
but I don't know. I feel as if, like, not to compare John Wick to Spider-Man, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Spider-Man is it Spider-Man 2? Peter Parker can't falls.
Yeah, he can't.
Hurts his back.
Yeah.
Yeah. but he's Spider-Man. So like when I watch that, I'm like, yeah, he lost.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the powers
Spider-Man.
at that point
Spidey
anymore,
strength.
though. Right, when he falls off the building.
Yeah, I know, but like, I know he's in the process of losing his powers. Like he still has his like spider eyesight and stuff. So I'd imagine that he can still, have that spider regen sort of thing that he has in the comics. Yeah. Whereas John Wick is quite literally a guy who can good and can stab good and can punch good. Like,
I mean, he is just
some
guy,
random person. My question is, why do people come at John Wick? Like, there's a group of 10 dudes coming to John Wick, and they will all come and fight him one at a time. And I'm like, there's fucking
That's just every movie ever.
I think
like, that happens in like every fucking Batman film. There's like 10 guys around Batman, and they all just go in one at a time.
I was gonna say
that's exactly why I hate Batman. That's why I hate Batman.
First movie was great.
Yeah, the first movie,
it's fine. Like, it's the weakest one. It is like I feel like I really illustrated my point before. I really don't have a whole lot to say on these films because there really isn't. There is not a lot to take from these films. They are very surface level
have a lot
films.
To say.
And then
that's
exactly.
they're
not saying anything. It's not like action films from Die Hard is like one of the best action films ever, and it's not just an action film. It's got the divorce stuff with him and his wife, and then there's the
Christmas movie.
Yeah, Bruce Willis when he was a good actor. But even then, Bruce Willis was never an amazing actor. I feel he's like Keanu Reeves in that he's a big star, but he's not like a good actor really. Although I do prefer Bruce Willis to Keanu Reeves.
I feel like the reason why I watch John Wick isn't I love the story and the backstory, the lore behind the universe.
But you don't get any of that in the first film, though. Really, you really don't get a lot of lore stuff. You
get a little bit hint. You get a little bit of hints here and there, which I don't mind. I don't mind it being very vague of the lore because I don't mind piecing it together. I'm very much like searching into the lore and the vagueness. But I watch John Wick to see motherfuckers get killed. Okay, I'm sorry, but it is a movie where you want to see John Wick kill some guys.
Yeah, it's very A to B, and I think that's the main appeal of it.
Yeah.
It is like, it doesn't do anything technically that's very special, like, say, The Matrix did, basically inventing bullet time. Whereas,
the most parody thing ever.
And that's just to refer it back to another Keanu Reeves piece. But, and why I said it was like a very blokey sort of film was because
it appeals to men.
Well, no, you don't. It's not like a rom-com. I'd say it's almost the exact opposite.
Look,
but it doesn't say anything. Quite literally, it's hey, want to see really cool assassin guy for some very explainable and seems legit plot reason. Go and kill a bunch of other bad guys, but not kill the main bad guy because we need him for the next 4 fucking movies.
What? He kills the main bad guy. He kills 2 of the main bad guys.
In the first one, he does. I think overall,
and in the second one,
I feel like the characters are kind of bland. They're kind of just like cliches. You got the Russian mobsters in that first one. Then you got like the cool black guy across all of them who he works behind the desk and is like, yeah, I'll check you in. You got the British guy. Who he gets weapons from in one of them. You got the Italians, you got the Mexican guy,
the Chinese
American guy. You got the
Chinese doctor.
You got the deaf woman in there.
But if my mate said, "Hey, we can watch one of 2 movie series. We can watch John Wick, and we get to watch him kick ass, but we'll sort of be bored, and half of us will be on our phones." Or we can watch Austin Powers because it is.
Austin Powers all day. Austin Powers is infinitely better.
You know why? I'm listening to the dialogue. I remember watching. I can't remember 90% of the dialogue of the John Wick movies. I watched them like.
I remember the dialogue in the first movie, but that's about it, really.
I can barely remember any. I can't. The writing is not
Austin Powers
strong.
Austin Powers, you can quote any day of the week.
Yeah, baby.
I'm watching Austin Powers.
Shall we shut now? Or
honestly,
shall we
when you were making that point, I thought you were going to say Star Wars, which was would have been funny as. Like, would you rather watch?
Austin Powers is more akin to like that sort of genre.
Yeah.
But
and we don't want to go on another rant that lasts like 50 minutes.
I think the thing with John Wick is I find myself, I don't know about you guys, and I feel like a massive fucking snobby asshole when I do this, but when I look at people's like top 10 films of the year, and depending on the people,
to get onto like the second movie, it's a very, again, first movie, very like turn your brain off. You just sort of, I think,
and that doesn't appeal to me. That's kind of thing. Is I'm not a big fan of like action where it's like.
It's almost like a sitcom. Does that make sense?
I think like the reason why I like the third one the best and why the first two don't work as well is because the third one I feel like it has a real awareness of how dumb this is and is just playing it up and is like, let's just do whatever the fuck we want because we know these are dumb movies.
In the desert. Somehow there's a mercenary group out there as well.
Yeah,
where he cuts off his ring finger. Just take the ring. Just take the ring off. I mean, I kind of want to talk about these as I sort of mentioned before. I know you wanted to talk about like the second one specifically, but to sort of because I kind of feel like to sort of talk about them in general because there isn't much to them. I think 100%.
I think, as I mentioned before, the best sequence of the first one is the nightclub sequence. I'm a big fan of that.
That was the best stuff. That was probably the best sequence.
I
the
do
color
appreciate
coordination, all that kind of stuff. Lighting.
Yeah, as the films sort of go on, they get more brutal. Like the third one is so fucking brutal, where he's fighting that giant and he gets that book and he just fucking bashes it into his jaw. Like that is fucking raw, and I fucking dig that
snaps
shit.
his neck on the fucking.
Yeah, that works better because the first one it's very sort of sterile. He's just like pill. Yeah, he's shooting at people, but in the second one, he stabs a guy with a pen.
That one.
The second one, it's the second one where he stabs a guy.
Where he does the infamous kills a man with a pencil.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I did like how in these movies he's just doing all this shit in public, and everybody's just like walking around while he's just like fighting this cellist who just pulls a gun out, and he's just like choking a woman to death in public, and they're like. No one's like, oh, this is fine. We can deal with this.
See, the thing is, the whole thing I like about the first movie is that it's all most of it throughout the movie is pretty clean. Like, as in, like, he's a professional former hitman.
Yeah.
And he was like the best of the best. And how he and like the first scene, how clean it was, and then in the nightclub, how it was pretty much all clean until like he got noticed, he got ambushed, and then that's when all chaos broke out.
That's how the Hitman games work.
But yeah, like I love the fact that he was all clean. He had his guns and just went pew 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 pew. Pew. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I love the action in the second and third ones. They are really good action and all that. But I kind of prefer the just clean, just how he does like he two taps most enemies. Like if he like. If he has to, if he can't shoot them in one, he shoots them in like the body and then the head, or in the foot and then the head, or something like that. Like, I love that cleanness of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones, I do love the creativity of the kills because it gets more creative and wild.
I can solve the second and third movie by literally a sentence. Like one sentence of writing negates the need for the second and third movies. Right? Fuck the Continental. The Continental is a hotel which is seen as a safe space and it's a neutral zone.
Yeah.
But in the third movie, what's her name? She's like the chick. She just like says no longer a safe space. So John Wick is like now a target within the hotel. Where I'm just like,
because she's of like the round table of the people that organize that world.
But she's like the head. That being said, would he not just get hunted after if he just killed people anyway? So you're already being hunted. Like, just kill the guys. Like, just kill them all. And you want to live, but run. Just run. Just go.
I think the whole point of the movies is that he can't run anymore. He can't hide, he can't run because they're everywhere. But also, I get major Highlander vibes also. Now that I think about it, to some extent, because if you've ever watched the Highlander, right? So only can be one. Everyone fights against each other, all that kind of stuff. There are certain areas in that movie where it's neutral ground, where no one can hurt each other, no one can fight, they can meet up and all that kind of stuff. And now you bring that up, I'm like, that's almost stolen out of Highlander.
Oh, neutral ground is a very it's
a very common
war,
thing, but it's like
war. But
yeah,
said,
but
it's like screw, especially in John Wick's case. I would have been more interested if the main plot device was the fact that he had broken the rules of the world.
Yeah, that he's killed in the
instead of just for the second and third movie of him just being hunted now, and dog gets shot in the third movie, but oh no, it actually lives because the dog has a bulletproof vest. It's a dog. It's a dog. What?
Yes, but they also have
if you're a mercenary, don't have a fucking dog.
They have bulletproof fucking.
His suit is lined with bulletproof
No, that's Kingsman. Sorry, I'm fairly sure that's a Kingsman thing. He's actually got a vest underneath, which they do show in the first movie.
That being said, I cannot speak highly enough of the combat.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It is genuinely the reason I watch them. It's beautiful.
I feel like it's the reason why anyone watches it is that the combat in that film is so well choreographed. It is so well. It's just pristine.
yeah. 100%.
Again, why I pointed out before we started this is how he makes every counts, and they don't go they don't fire. They make sure they don't fire over 10 rounds. If it's a 10-round mag, he shoots 10 rounds and then he's like, oh, I've got to reload. And he actually you see him chuck the thing away, and no, enemy comes by, so he defends off the enemy, and then you watch him quickly reload a mag and you go pow pow. You know?
Yeah, I love that. I do. I genuinely do love that attention to detail in realism.
Attention to detail.
But then he gets shot off a building and survives.
Yeah. You can't really justify that, to be fair.
That's why I like the first movie, because when the first movie he gets chucked off the balcony, he's hurt. He's really hurt.
All right. I'm really worried on what fourth movie are they going to get?
When he gets chucked off the balcony,
Fast and Furious.
He's hurt, but he's
real Fast and Furious.
I've never seen a single bit of Fast and Furious movie, and I'm not interested in.
You should.
I mean, they're really stupid. The ones with The Rock are the good ones, because The Rock is.
Yeah, I feel like that's based. That's a good answer.
Well, I might be doing a Fast and Furious episode at some point, because there's a new one coming out this year.
The one clip I have seen is the scene when The Rock is coming into the barbecue and he goes, and he chucks that insult and
some baby oil for those big muscles. You gotta get something to cover up that big ass forehead, and then it's
that whole scene and the lore behind that scene is that was completely just improvised by The Rock, and they all, and that was a general reaction of them losing their shit over that.
It's not just a theory; that's a Fast and Furious theory.
Yeah. This new one. I was looking at reviews, and someone said the third act has two of the greatest action set pieces this person had ever seen. I'm like, cool. That's probably not going to live up to the hype, because films rarely do for me. I think also these films, though, I will say, they have gotten progressively longer as they've gone on, and that is concerning. Because
I feel like that's most movies.
Yeah, but this new one is nearly 3 hours, and I fucking
hate
that.
Fuck?
It's 169 minutes, which is very nice.
That needs to
but
it needs to stop.
It really does. I cannot stand films that go.
I get it for something I get it for something like Endgame, or Infinity War, and even Avatar.
But Infinity War was 2.5 hours, and it's still a very tight, like well written film, and that like
yeah.
The thing with Infinity War is it doesn't feel like 2.5 hours. Like shit is always happening. Yeah, I think films. I just hate films that are arbitrarily too long. Yeah, John Wick 4. Yeah, it's nearly 3 hours, and I'm just like, why? I get into so many disagreements with people, and I'm like, a film being too long is genuine criticism. Honestly, I feel like films should just be like 2 hours. Honestly, 2 hours is like the perfect runtime for movies. For animation, 90 minutes is the maximum.
I almost get excited when I see a 90-minute movie.
Oh, I'm like, yeah.
You can watch like 2 movies tonight. But not
I
just
know,
that,
exactly, yeah.
Look, as somebody that likes the animated movies,
and
somebody that likes the anime movies, depending on what the movie is, it can be short, or it can be 90 minutes, or it can be 2 to 3 hours. I've watched some 3-hour anime movies, and it's probably some of the best fucking. I'm just saying, I'm fairly sure Spirits Away.
I hate Spirited Away. Spirited Away is terrible. I hate it. It's a bad movie.
Okay, this guy's a loser.
Harry, have you seen Spirited Away?
I have seen Spirited Away.
Do you like it?
It is a classic Studio Ghibli.
I do not like it. I'm not a Studio Ghibli guy.
Both of you guys are wrong.
No, it's bad, man. It's not good.
A beautiful movie.
Oh, the animation is ugly. Anime looks like shit. It's so cheap and lazy. It's the worst.
A lot of Studio Ghibli films just like I can never tell which one I'm watching.
There is not a whole lot to say about John Wick as a franchise. I think
so dry.
There's really not much to take from it. Like, the last episode that came out was on Pleasantville, and Harry and Barney and I, we recorded for 2 hours, which I cut out most of that. Barney, we recorded for 2 hours.
Yeah, no,
I edited that down to 50 minutes. So I took out over an hour of audio from that episode.
Look,
so
I was going to say, John Wick is virtually just cool assassin dude versus the whole underground world.
I feel like by the time I'm finished editing it, this is going to be one of my shortest episodes, because there really isn't that much to say, and
there is not a lot, no.
To sort of to talk about the franchise sort of in a whole, I am looking forward to this new one because I'll probably think it's good. I just think, though, the films are getting longer, and I haven't really felt the runtime so far with the first three, but I'm very concerned about this fourth one and feeling the length, purely because films that are like nearly 3 hours don't justify themselves, really, and I don't think an action film should be going that long. Like the Transformers films, they're all like 2.5 hours, and they are so long, and they just do not justify being that long, so I'm very concerned.
Never have too much Megan Fox. You can never have too much Megan Fox.
She's only in 2 of them, though.
John Wick is like... It is very... I'll watch the new film, but I'm not going to watch it in cinemas. I'm going to wait till it comes out. I'll go... It's got good action. That's about it.
Like, I mean, I might see it in the cinema. I'll probably see it in the cinema. My mum wants to see it, and she's a fan. And I don't...
Oh, my mates might want to see it. I mean, I watched Cocaine.
But I haven't seen Cocaine Bear yet, actually. That's on my list.
I'll probably see it at some stage.
It's just Elizabeth Banks puts
me off I want to see that so badly.
Yeah.
It's,
I really don't... I feel like we've kind of touched... because there really is not a lot to say, and I...
You want to give a rating on each film and then an overall?
I'll go first, because I think... so I give the first one a 7... I give the second one a 7, and I give the third one a 8.
Okay, I'll go. So for the first one, I think 7's fair. It's a good movie. The second one, I think I might like the second one more.
All right.
I feel like there's something about the second one when I watch 7.5, and the third one can have like a 6.
I was gonna do first one 7. That's a very fair one, I feel like.
I thought you were going to give it like an 8 or a 9 even.
No. I would say 7. And then like probably second and third one are both 6s for me.
Oh, that's higher than I thought. Sorry for
So
yeah.
20 and a half out of 30. You gave it a 21, 22 out of 30. And then
I gave it a 22.
19 out of 30. Okay.
Listeners, sorry. I this is probably one of the shortest episodes. There isn't a lot to say, and I feel like there isn't as much.
It's dry. Like, the episode is going to be dry if the film and the series is dry. It takes really nothing from narrative principles at all.
Yeah, and
it doesn't really follow a hero's journey. Does it really follow?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah, I think part of the problem is he doesn't progress as a character. He's basically the same. You know, he loses a finger in the third one.
Yeah.
Which he gets the dumbest thing.
He gets a new dog. You know, it's a pit bull, isn't it? Right, that's the kind of dog. It's the one that eats children.
No, it's like a pity or a rotty, but it's one of those dogs that's like, it's not just gonna die.
Yeah,
but I kind of hope it does. Children. Is that like a terrible thing to say? I feel like the fourth movie, they're gonna kill the dog.
I feel like something big has to happen because they can't kill John Wick.
Nothing is something big has to happen because
he loses an arm or eyeball. 100%, he loses a limb.
I feel like he has to have something major happen to him.
Other than a finger.
Yeah,
he loses like maybe an eye.
A finger's like nothing. I think
he's gonna lose an eye.
Maybe, yeah. He'll need to have something happen to justify these movies going on any longer. Because it is kind of like, can we just... If you're not really progressing the narrative, really, like, he's not changing, he's, like, exactly the same. You know...
Alright, I'm predicting the ending of John Wick 4.
Alright. This will be a nice closer for this.
He's about to be killed. The fucking, what is it called? The social underground, like, hierarchy, the order, has him... The high society.
Yeah.
The high society, gun to his head. He's gonna die. It's just one person. He's done his monologue. They've gone, alright. Gun to his head. As the trigger's being pulled, John Wick's new dog, Ex Machina, just comes fucking...
Yeah.
And that's the movie. The dog dies in the process of saving John Wick's life.
Also, it, like, dives. It pushes his head aside and, like, dives, like...
Oh, no. I just think it starts mauling. It just starts mauling the...
It attacks him, but he kills the dog, and then John kills him.
Yeah, John gets up, grabs the gun and shoots him, and then the movie ends with John Wick.
No, I predicted
in the rain, and he looks up, and he's like, "We're gonna get you." And then the fifth movie. That's the fifth movie.
No, I predict the dog's gonna grab the gun and shoot the guy with it.
Yeah, like Air Bud, but with a dog. John Wick 5, it's the dog though, and that's the movie title.
Yeah, it's John Wick 5 is just the dog.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. There hasn't. This has been not as. Yeah, there's not been a lot to say really. I think.
Yeah.
This is a franchise that you can't really say too much about because there isn't that much to it. Characters are kind of fine, the performances are fine, the writing is fine. It's all just fine.
I'm impartial.
Yeah, I'm not as bothered by these films. I hope you have enjoyed this somewhat. Next week, hopefully, Harry will be on with Barney, and then we'll have a real good discussion about a film that they love that I think is not that great.
I don't get that, by the way, but I'll save it.
Aaron has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
No, I don't. I don't know what that film. I don't know what film you're talking about.
I'll tell you once we've stopped recording. So yeah, listen to the other episodes. I did a Valentine's special recently with Aaron and Tom, which was fucking great. Maybe the best episode I've done. There was some great material that I couldn't leave in because I was told by Aaron and Tom to remove it. There was like material that Aaron does not want out there for the public to know, which is fair enough because it's fucking so embarrassing. Same with Tom, actually.
Same with Tom.
Aaron has told me some stuff about Tom, and Tom got so fucking annoyed. And then I'm just like...
Yeah, because he's told you about stuff.
Yeah, and then there was nothing about me, really, because I am not... Well...
Yeah, he's innocent. I'm
fine. I'm doing alright. And then, yeah, last week's I recorded with Harry and Barney. We looked at Pleasantville. I thought that was a good episode. It's not that long because most of that I had to edit out because it's complete. Again, this is the thing with having 3 people on when we record, is we just go on tangents and we record.
It's the thing with having me on when we record.
Yeah.
Or me.
Or, yeah, Aaron, you... And having both of you on has just made this... Yeah.
Chaos.
So, yeah, check out socials, Facebook, Instagram. Email in if you want. You don't have to. It's kind of not necessary. Just listen to the episodes, really. That's all I want. Just listen to episodes. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.